Barbershop Podcast, episode number 107, coming to you from Boxo Studio in Hamilton, Ontario. The blast furnace of music, alive, original music, real music, city of real people. On the very edge of Lake Ontario, on the edge of reason and sanity. I tell you, it's the place to be if you want to experience a real creative, a real original environment like we do every week here at Barbershop Podcast. Wednesday night streaming live on Twitch TV or to view at your leisure on YouTube or listen on iTunes, Stitcher,
and
Radio.
We actually have a proper Twitch Barbershop Podcast address now.
What is that?
I changed all the links for you.
Okay, so it's Twitch TV / Podcast Barber. Oh,
same as our Twitter.
Same as our Twitter handle, Podcast Barber. We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it because we are Barbershop Podcasts. There are other barbers or other shops or other podcasts, but there is no Barbershop Podcast other than this one. And you're stuck with us, but it's a good place to be stuck. And Ryan Cannon, it's middle of December. You know, a lot of people are feeling maybe a little bit down, but, not here. We're certainly persevering and surviving and striving to bring the good mojo to the people who love music and love real people. Have you had a good week, or are you bringing your positive mojo in here?
I'm bringing my positive mojo in here regardless to whether or not I had a good week.
That's what we like, true professionalism. Yeah. And Mr. Gary Greenland, as usual, coming in, tweaking the knobs as
Still
he does so
mic
well.
For Gary.
No mic. He has not earned the mic yet. He has not reached the 6-month mic.
One day.
Yeah, we'll get him at the junior mic kit, too.
We'll review his contract.
He's not going to get a real mic right off the bat. He has to work his way up.
Fisher Price. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, this is my segue, someone who has worked their way up and worked their way through the music business here in Ontario and in Canada in this area is Cindy Dell. And I am so thrilled to have her with an incredible group of musicians. Like, what a talent show that we've got in here tonight. Cindy is well loved and well regarded. She's got a long history in music. People love her not only for her obvious and copious talent, but she's a sweetheart of a person, and I think you're going to find that out tonight. We've got Cindy Dell in the studio tonight. How you doing, Cindy?
Really good, thanks, Kevin.
I'm so glad that you made it in.
Yeah, I might not make it out with the snow.
Might not make it out, but that's kind of cool, right? You know, you come in here and then you come in and do the podcast, you come out and they're socked in. That's a true Canadian story. There's going to be some magic that's going to happen here at Boxo Studio. And you brought in, as I said, your sweetest assassins, just the most incredible players, singers, talents, stars, each and every one of them in their own right.
For sure.
And they're coming in and playing with you tonight. And they've all been in here before, with the exception of Tom. Right. But Tom, it's the first time for everyone. And introduce the cast of characters and say hi. Brenna Burns, who's came in and then sang before with Robin, and just beautiful voice and a great singer-songwriter and talent in her own right. Musician. How you doing, Brenna?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Oh, I'm very good. And of course, Sue Leonard. It's like you Sue Leonard is the Dr. Disc. What is the trending artist of the month, or it's the premier record store in Hamilton, Ontario has recognized Sue Leonard amongst her peers as the artist of the month, and I think that is amazing. And when you hear her voice and see her dexterity and her flexibility, and I'm not talking about her sideshow act from the 70s. Well, I know we don't talk about it much anymore. We don't. But it led to the music career that we.
I let Dwayne talk about it.
And of course, we've got Andrew Aldridge, who's been in here a number of times. Beautiful guitar player, great man. He's nice and quiet too, which we kind of like because
I might change that.
I might change that. We'll get me some.
Biting my tongue the whole time so far.
Just waiting for it to boil over in a volcano. Yeah. And Mr. Dwayne Rudder, who is coming in next week and who's been in here on a number of occasions. We love Dwayne, his talent and his passions. Thanks for coming in, Dwayne. And Mr. Tom Wells. Is it everything it was cracked up to be? But everyone must have told you. It's like you got to come to the barbershop.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. This is great. Yeah.
No, wouldn't have it any other way.
Great.
So let's talk about Cindy Dell, because I get the feeling Cindy Dell doesn't necessarily like talking that much about Cindy Dell. And I get the feeling that, there's layers to you that when people look at, say, well, when did this happen? Who did this happen with? And they see you in a certain light. But let's peel the onion back a little bit. Talk about music, from the very early days? What was the first hit that you remember musically?
Ever since I can remember, really, my parents were piano teachers, so we had a piano in the house. We actually had 2 grand pianos for quite a while in my childhood, so we were always had music on, but it was mostly classical growing up, and the Beatles, of course. Couldn't get away from that. And my parents would play together. They would do duets on the 2 pianos a lot. I remember that very well as a child, and really, I took up the violin at 9 years of age because my aunt bought us all instruments to learn, so I took up violin and played that till I was 14, and then I just said, that's it. I don't want to play classical anymore. I'm going to start writing songs, and that's when I first got the guitar.
And you started becoming a hippie, right?
Yeah,
because
that's right.
Because you were like, no, seriously, because we all,
and we're still hippies.
Yeah, I mean, the guitar was something that you carried with you, but it was really the writing tool of all our heroes. So, I mean, the violin, you must have since been able to look back and say, I thank God I had that musical training, because as I transitioned and started writing and playing on other instruments, I had that.
For sure. And I didn't play the violin for about 15 years, but 2 years after I sold my violin, after keeping it for all those years, I decided I wanted to play violin again. So then I had to go and find another one. And there was one that a friend of mine had left in my basement from years and years ago in Toronto. And I just decided to get it fixed up so I could start practicing. And so I started playing again. But I saw him a couple of years ago. And I said, you know, I still have your violin.
Was he surprised?
He's like, yeah, that's great. I'm glad somebody played it. But yeah, he left it behind. So. But it's what got me back into playing, and then I bought one.
And what was your transition into being someone who played to someone who wrote, to someone who did, I imagine, some coffee houses and open mics? What was your transition to the stage?
Well, I wasn't a stranger to the stage because we'd done that a lot, playing classical music. But playing the guitar, I was very shy. And singing, writing performing my own songs, it took me a long time to get to where I did that. I was a bass player for quite a few years, and I just played in the living room, as far as my songs.
Now, tell me about the bass player, because, I mean, you brought in a number of discs, and if you don't know, Cindy has quite a repertoire of music. But Tin Angel, caught my eye, and you were the bass player in that outfit. And we're talking the early 80s.
Way back, yeah.
And it's a girl group.
Yes.
And
we were actually called the IUDs. We were in Toronto at Larry's Hideaway. A lot of people, like Laura Yates, used to play there quite a bit. It was really the hotbed for punk bands, and we were all waitresses there. And we'd see these bands getting up every night who we thought, I think we could do as well.
Come on.
As well as that.
I could do as well. You meant I could crush that, right? You had confidence and arrogance of youth, and you knew you could kill that.
Yeah. So we And
you did.
And you did. And you did sign to Atlantic Record. I mean, it's not a lot of people.
It didn't happen overnight. We were actually doing demos with Dan Lanois in Hamilton here, and for Capitol Records. This is after playing the bars for a while, obviously. And then Jack Douglas came in with his girlfriend one night. Harlequin brought them in. I don't know if you remember the band Harlequin, but they were sort of friends of ours, and so they brought them down to see us, and then they wanted to sign us. His girlfriend was going to be our manager, and Jack was going to produce us. So that's how that all came about, and then we went to New York.
And that's the beginning and the end of that chapter.
Yeah.
And New York, what did New York prove out to you?
A lot of waiting around. And then we finally got to do the album. It was very expensive being in New York, so it was hard to find rehearsal space and that sort of thing. But when we actually did get to do the album, we went to Miami and did a Miami Sound down there. So that was great. We lived in this big mansion for a month. And
so you got to live the life. You got to do the thing.
Yeah.
You were a character in a Vice City
for
game.
about a month.
I love it. So those of you who know Cindy as chanteuse and someone who has a roots musician, it comes from a position of strength and versatility. And as I said, you brought in a killer band, enough chit-chat.
Very lucky to
Yeah,
have them.
chit-chat for now. We've got a combination of some of your music off of your most recent record, and you're going to play some live music, which is what we do here and what we love so much. And you brought in a great band, and I'm going to let you start off with some live music here.
Okay, great.
So I can move real fast. I've been working out every morning now at aerobic class. When I pass you out jogging, you just run on by. At Gail's Cafe, sitting across from you, I try to guess your shoe size. I wanna be barefoot with you, put up my feet, kick off my shoes, but I'm tied up in knots over you. I wanna be barefoot with you. There's nothing I'd rather do, but I'm still wearing these shoes. Big pair of cowboy boots, and they're just your size, so I can take you down to Peter's stables on a moonlit ride. You're too busy line dancing. Seems every night you go. Soon I'll be learning to step, stomping so I can be barefoot with you, put up my feet, kick off my shoes, but I'm tied up in
Absolutely perfect, just the way we like it at Barbershop Podcast. Ryan Cannon, how much auto-tune did you use on that particular song? What percent auto-tune did you use on that song?
I use 0%.
0% auto-tune.
0%.
Yes. That's what you get when you listen to live music and real music from people who pour their heart and soul into it. I watched something on YouTube today, a little report. It was actually from RT, and those Russians were making fun of our music industry and how there's people, women in their 40s who grew up the Britney Spears, who have seen her live, 15 times, who have never seen her sing live. And Madonna won a Best Live Performer award, and Elton John just ripped her a new one and said, she's completely lip syncing, and it's been accepted that it's about pageantry and about explosions and whatnot. But I tell you, when you hear voices and you hear musicianship and you hear the convergence, what I just heard, what you've just heard here, Barbershop Podcast, that's a taste of what you can get on a regular basis, especially in a city like Hamilton, where live music is featured. I mean, you guys come from, our good friends down in Norfolk, Simcoe County. I've been exposed to how many great musicians, truly come from the shores of Lake Erie, and blessed that they tend to come up to Hamilton and embrace Hamilton as a place that appreciates that kind of quality and integrity in music. And, I'm blown away, at how good you all are and how effortless it seems. But there's a lot of work. There's a lot of wood shedding that kind of goes into being able to not only play the notes, but have that unspoken conversation while you're doing it. I'm going to ask each of you, before we play something that's pre-recorded, what is it about Cindy's music that you find unique or what you really like? Start with you, Brenna.
I love the way that Cindy uses lyrics. There's a lot of her songs where a particular turn of phrase or just, something that could be said a million different ways, and it's the way that she phrases it that's beautiful. I mean, she writes really beautiful, beautiful music.
Yeah.
And fun music, too.
It's nice. And what about, you've heard a lot of music. What is it about Cindy that you love?
We were just talking about this before we came here. I just said to Cindy directly before we came down, I said, these are killer songs. You're a great writer. I'm really thrilled to be a part of joining in a collaborative effort with her. I mean, I'm learning a lot. You get to learn a lot when you're around people like that. It's constant.
Yeah.
It gets you in your heart space.
Yeah.
Right?
You figure it out later, but if you're
right.
exalted immediately. And the same thing with you, Andrew. You played with a lot of people, and as far as you seem to have an innate ability to hook in to music right away. You do a lot of open stages where you don't have access to the music before you play it live on stage. Is there something about her structure and the way she writes, or is it?
Well, I'd have to agree with everybody else and say it's just really good songs. Like that's a big thing with open stages and stuff. If somebody asks you to play with them and it's an original song and you've never heard it before, if it's not a good song, then it's 3 minutes of hell because, if it's a good song, then it's better, and if it's a great song, then it's easy. It's easy. But it definitely, I mean, with Cindy, it's that, and it's the melodies, because the old joke with me is that I don't listen to lyrics. Lyrics are overrated.
Maybe
to me.
later.
Like for you, I grew up listening to Queen, and if you could, I couldn't probably recite you full lyrics to one song.
Really?
Probably not. Maybe, I don't know. But melody, though. Melody is where, that's what I latch on to is melody. So for me, it's that.
Probably will rock you.
Probably not right. I probably wouldn't be able to get it correct. Buddy or a young man. And something about mud on your face and being a disgrace, but I couldn't. No.
And how long have you known Cindy, Dwayne?
Oh, that's 20 years at least.
20 years?
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you laid eyes on her? Was it at a stage or?
The first time that I remember was the Norfolk Hotel upstairs, and I'd heard the record, the Balladins record already, and there was a part, her and her partner in that outfit, Ron Bramall, were playing, and there was a part where there was a sound effect of something. I seem to remember this. Now, I was a drinker then. So this could all be made up.
It could be in your head.
This may never have happened. But this part came in that's on the record that it was just the two of them, and I made some noise to that effect, and either Cindy or Ron looked over at me and like they were surprised that someone had heard.
Yeah.
But that was it, and then we played together. I knew about Cindy and for a while before we actually played together, and then we've been through several bands together and different collaborations, and
Always a pleasure. Always feels like home.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we you know, in any capacity with Cindy as either a bassist.
You seem to have a real
player.
ease with each other, which is real comforting and nice to see
Well,
on
I
stage
don't like
when we
her
play
very much,
together.
and
Yeah, and keep your distance.
I'm here for the free coffee and insulated mug only.
Which you get on 2 different trips. And Tom, I mean, again, being a drummer in a band like this, and drum drives the feel and the swing. You got to keep structure, and you have to keep that kind of essence going as well. It's a lot of pressure when you've been asked to kind of come into a pre-established feel. Did you find it easy, or?
I find it very easy with Cindy's music. Like everybody else said, she's a great writer, and the songs structurally are very, very good and very easy to find a tempo to, or
your pocket.
Find a groove, you know, and I just sort of roll with it, and she never complains, so I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not. So, but no, she's a joy to play with, really.
Yeah, when you play it wrong, I'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, we're going to play something off of your latest record. I don't have the master list. I don't know, even though you gave me one.
I think
I'm
it's
like
Glory
that.
Glory Days?
Glory Days.
I think
Is there
so.
a story to that particular song, or is it self-explanatory, or you don't care to talk about it because
no,
it's still
sort
painful?
of an environmental hippie song. Definitely hippie song. Going back, like I didn't write it back in the hippie days, but it's sort of a throwback to that. When the BP oil spill happened, that sort of inspired that song. You know, all just the things that are happening in the world today, and why can't we get back to just some peace and love, you know?
There you go. It's a good message. It's one we espouse here at Barbershop Podcast, and you're going to hear it from Cindy Dell right here.
Where have all the hippies gone while the world is being raped? The ones who sat in protest and preached free love, not hate. Now a red sun sets in a purple haze, fast deepening to black. And long gone are the glory days, and we gotta get 'em back. Now there's boys making hand grenades and bombs in the eastern desert sun. All they know of life is war and how to clean and use a gun. And it's greed that's got the upper hand, keeps the wheels of war turning. All in the name of business, to make the money we are burning. What about peace and love and liberty? What about an end to wars, when all would live in harmony? Gone are the glory days. Gone are the glory days, and we gotta get 'em back. Give peace another chance. Give love another chance. Oil spews into the seas and the polar ice caps melt. We gotta have what we wanna have, it's the blessing we were dealt. We are creatures of comfort, and for that we're willing to die. For all the things we believe we need, all the things we're told to buy. What about peace and love and liberty? What about an end to wars, so children of the world are free? Gone are the glory days, gone are the glory days, and we gotta get 'em back. Give peace another chance. Come on. Give love another chance. Shake out the freak flags and raise the peace signs high. Imagine a world of love. It's easy if you try. We are stardust. We are golden. And we're caught in the devil's bargain. We are stardust. We are golden. And we're caught in the devil's bargain.
Barbershop Podcast here on a beautiful Wednesday night with Cindy Dell and her amazing group of friends, playing some beautiful music from her large repertoire, back catalog of music, and some beautiful stuff live. I want to talk about some of our friends, our sponsors, the people that have been with us and will continue to be with us, believe in what we're doing here at Barbershop Podcast. None less than Hamilton Artists. Let's talk about hamiltonartists.ca. They're located at 1141 Main Street East at Balmoral. That's in Hamilton, Ontario, of course, right at the Delta, 289-396-1653. We're talking about hamiltonartists.ca, an online store and a physical store. And what they do is they print anything on anything. They're committed to helping small businesses, artists, musicians promote their market, their business. They do T-shirts, mugs, buttons, banners, anything you need printed on anything. Go see Maggie or Bob down there. Visit them online. Set up your own account. Create your own orders without visiting the store. Get it shipped to you. If you've got a concept, they will work with you for it to make it a reality. Iconic images, band logos, names, anything you want. See what they've done so far. Ask about member discounts. They do jewelry, engraving. Just love them. Love the store. Let what they do for us, what they do for the musical community. That is hamiltonartists.ca. Visit them. Tell them that Barbershop Podcast sent you. Let's talk about the community. Let's talk about building your reputation by hook or by crook over the years. The people that you meet and the kind of quality of the people that you meet. They're great, aren't they?
In the musical community?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what I found. I couldn't leave it. Like it's like it comes down to it. I would be hard pressed to find where I would meet 25 people and 25 of them are really good people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's like I've been very rarely snake bitten in this business. It just seems that there's a natural filtering process that happens that if you can't fake it.
At this level.
At this level, yes.
I think when you get up into the higher levels, it can get nasty.
Yeah.
Because it's so competitive and it's all, it's more about money and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think at this level, it's really special. And that's why I play music, is the social aspect. It's the friendship. It's the love between people. It's the sharing, as Dwayne Rudder has said, the sharing that language, where you speak the same language. And we're really lucky, I think, to have that in our lives.
Absolutely magical. And it's funny that you say you consider yourself at this level, even though you're in the top 1% of what you do. It's like being a prize fighter or a pro athlete. It's very tough. And to have the ability to continue to do it and pursue what you love
you do it for the
is a great
love of it,
thing.
yeah.
And I implore the people who stumble upon this show and they've never gone out to a club. They've maybe never gone to the city. They've never gone down into the city. Check it out. They're a little scared. Don't be. I mean, this is where music happens. You know, where it happens, go visit it and see.
Yeah, there's nothing like live music.
It's
People don't know what they're missing.
They don't know what they're missing.
Turn off your TVs and go out. Like you can buy a CD, but it's not the same.
It's not. It's completely
It's not the same.
It transforms you. Like you go in that room and it goes through your body, and it's like when you're beat down, if you can go to a Tuesday or a Wednesday night show, remember it's not just Friday or Saturday. You don't have to stay out till 3 a.m. You don't have to drink 100 beer. Go out, and see one set, from. For a couple hours, midweek, set yourself up. Next time you're thinking of going to go to a movie, go see some live music instead. There's nothing like it. And unfortunately, the people like Cindy Dell, it's like, well, I don't know who she is. Well, of course. Well, that's what we're trying to change here. Now you know who she is. And just because you've never heard of someone is no excuse not to listen to them.
Every excuse to go out and listen
exactly.
to them.
And it would always knock me out. I could have 1,000 records, LPs, and someone would flip through them, and what would they do? They would pick out the one they already own.
Yeah.
The chances of someone going, I have no idea what this is, but the cover looks great, put it on, never happened. It was always people had to revert into that comfort zone. And so I've always understood that and said that's a human nature. And I'm not going to get upset about it, but I'm not going to settle for it. There's tons of talent out there. There's tons of people you've never heard of, and you can be one of the people who is the leader, who brings people and say, check this person out. Because, Bjork wasn't a huge fan all at once, right? She's from fucking Iceland. It's like she built that from the smallest little place and became world famous because somebody believed in her and shared her, and somebody believed in her and shared her, and she believed in herself. And that's what we do. We support music. We love people, and we certainly love Cindy Dell. And you're going to play some more live stuff for us, aren't you? Make us feel good. Here at barbershoppodcast.com.
Well, this CD was off the mental health CD. What was it called?
It's called Shameless Subversion. It's going to be coming out any time now. 8 months in the making. This is a beautiful song, engineered by Alex Bromke. He is completely in love with this song. And I know he's watching right now. He's one of the engineers here at Boxo Studio. He loves this song. He loves Cindy Dell. And I've heard this song a million times, and I could hear it a million more. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's called The Trouble with Elvin.
Joni, me, and Ruby hung out with Elvin, Mick, and Bo. But Elvin was bad to the bone, and he led us down a crooked road. He had a troubled mind, but a charm that made us all think he was cool. He used the word man, and always tried to talk us into skipping school. There's nothing to do but get into trouble around here. Get out of town, or you'll be stuck here for years. 'Cause all dirt roads lead to a backwoods town. like to drink and go hunting with the boys every year. The last time he came home in a box because the shooter mistook him for a deer, leaving Elvin and his mom on their own to run the general store. The last I heard, Elvin was doing time, 10 years or more. He started out stealing cars and doing small-time burglaries. Then he moved up to the banks, pulling armed robberies. There's nothing to do but get into trouble around here. Get out of town, or you'll be stuck here for years. 'Cause all dirt roads circle back to town, where there's nothing to do but get into trouble. Joni's teaching high school now. Ruby's got 6 kids. Me and Bo got married, and Mick is living on the skids. We went to visit Elvin over at the Kingston Pen. They let him out over a year ago, but he's already gone back in. There's nothing to do but get into trouble, you see. And there's nobody here you'd ever wanna grow up to be. 'Cause all dirt roads circle back to town, where there's nothing to do but get into trouble.
Live from Boxo Studio. Another Wednesday night here, a barbershop podcast. Sweet imperfection. Absolutely perfect. You can't buy that. You can't make that happen with just sheer cash and will. It has to kind of come like a love affair, like, you know, like a puppy or a kid or that high school sweetheart. There's something that happens when you guys have all played in a lot of groups, right? And it's like you've all been in love. There's ones that have been difficult, and there's ones that have been easy. When I'm just blown away by how seamless you guys seem tonight. Really impressed. Like, this is studio quality stuff that I'm hearing. And for those of you, and no one here, there's not a room mix, so Ryan and I are the only ones who can hear the mix going out, and you who are watching live. These guys can't. It's not till after they're going to be as impressed as I am at just how damn good you guys are. Just how damn good you guys are. I mean, and every week I say this. It doesn't. For 2 years I haven't had the chance to get seriously depressed because come Wednesday, somebody picks me up. You know, and I come in and people are like, Kevin, thank you for. It's like, shut up. You know, it's like, I'm the one who's gifted. I'm the one who's blessed. Like, every week someone comes in here and says and does and plays, and it shows me what's important and demonstrates it, and it's happened again. And thank you. I'm in a much better mood. It's not just Cindy's gift either, you know. So I want to, I don't know, you want to talk about shenanigans? Let's talk about our other sponsor. We love all of our sponsors here at Barbershop Podcast, Shenanigans, and it's the way it used to be. If you remember the 80s and the 90s, I remember parts of them. You remember the stroll, the old town of Hamilton, Ontario, while it exists now at Shenanigans, across from Delta High School, the old Ronnie Jeans, the old DiMaggio's. It is now the new Shenanigans, run by Kevin and his sweet Cass. They've got a great staff in there. You go for the food, you stay for the good times. Not a music club. It's not one of the kind of cloistered group of clubs that I tend to work with and I tend to engage with, but just someone who loved what we did, loved what we represented, and who was true blue Hamilton and wanted to be a part of it. So if you'd like to come in after work and have a pint that's less than $4, Shenanigans. If you want to go in and have some food, say you're a vegetarian and you're sick of having one option, it's French fries and that's it, you go into Shenanigans and they have like 8 pages of fantastic food. I read a little spiel here. 1305 Main Street East at Houghton, across from Delta Secondary School. Like them on Facebook. They brought back some of your favorites. Fall off the bone ribs. They've got fish tacos, bigger, better pizza than before. Chicken wings, $7 for a pound, $11 for 2 pounds. You can't beat that. And they've got like 100 spices, right? They've got pool, they've got darts, they've got dancing on the weekends. It's the sort of place where the girls come in taxis and buses, and they feel safe, right? It's like there's, you go in and it's like you want to dance, but you don't want to be molested and hassled by a bunch of creeps. You can go in there, like they make sure of that, It's like those guys, if they come in, they get the chuck. So it's like it's a good place to go where you can feel safe. They're good people. Shenanigans, 1305 Main Street East. They're a sponsor of ours. They're a friend of ours, and we appreciate what they do. And you will too. Go pay them a visit. So let's talk a little bit about the recording process, because it's changed a lot over the years, right? Talk about, like, from your first time you went in and recorded to your most recent. What's been the biggest change in the recording process as far as you're concerned?
Oh.
She wants to say something really bad.
Right? How can I make
We're unfiltered here. You can say it. Like, no one will hold it against you.
Well, it's just so much has changed, between analog and digital. I mean, first time I recorded was at Grand Ave here in Hamilton with Dan Lamont. And, I mean, we were so excited to go in there and thrilled to be in there. But I guess from a viewpoint of a performer, it doesn't really change, except that you can do it.
You can do it more frequently and cheaper, right?
But you can do it yourself, like now. I guess that's the difference. Yeah. But I mean, as far as the process goes, it's sort of the same.
It's the same. You still got to garbage in, garbage out. You got to have the good stuff,
You got
right?
to have the good songs, and you got to be prepared to perform.
Tight like a tiger when you go in there. Don't waste anyone's time, and everyone gets excited. Trust me, engineers, right? Engineers, producers get excited when everyone's bang, tight, ready to go. And there's no, and it's like, I work with the best engineers too, because I will not have someone take 4 minutes to do something that could be done in 50 seconds, because that ebbs the energy of the performer, right? It's like, it's got a click, 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 click flow, and you owe that to the performer. And I love artists who are the same way. It's like, I'm feeding off of this, and it has to build, has to go forward, like your music. So we're going to play another tune. We're going to play another tune off of the most recent record. Tell us about this song.
Okay, which one is it?
No, that's my throw off to you. You're the one. Gary, what is it? Track 10? I don't know.
Oh, it won't matter much to me. Yeah, this is a ballad.
Ballad?
I'm not going to really tell you anything about the song.
It's because when someone writes a ballad, it's a touchy-feely thing.
It's just, I can't really say anything about it. But
we're going to hear it right here, barbershoppodcast.com.
It won't matter much to me. Just tell me where I stand, 'cause love won't make the difference. It won't tell me who I am. It won't matter much to me. Just tell me like it is. 'Cause I can't chase you around. I'm not used to this. 'Cause I'm the one who's always in control. I'm the one who always makes the rules. that you cannot feel one love that lasts. You can only be a friend. All I know is this is how I feel today. You stole my heart and played a trick to make me feel this way. 'Cause I'm the one who's always in control. I'm the one who always makes the rules. I'm the one who's always on the top. And I never play the fool. So it won't matter much to me if you say that you don't care. If you tell me you don't love me, that is something I can bear. It won't matter much to me, 'cause I will find a place to lay low, somewhere outside my heart, where my feelings never show. 'Cause I'm the one who's always in control. I'm the one who always plays it cool. I'm the one who's always on the top. And I won't be anybody's fool. It won't matter much to me.
That's a little. You mean that much to me? It don't matter that much to me when you come on home here. Cindy Dell has so much great music. You got to check her out. Like, go on the internet. Go on that internet and put Cindy Dell, just like it sounds, CINDYDELL. And there'll be a whole whack of stuff. Go on. What's your website, Cindy?
I'm on Reverb Nation, so that's
You're
probably...
on Reverb Nation, so you're
Yeah.
off of the Bandcamp, and you're at least on the Reverb Nation now, eh? I'm telling you, it's like these Simcoe County people. It's like they have no idea how fucking good they are. Still on Reverb Nation, for Christ's sake, okay? Now, you need to go to Cindy Dell and buy her stuff and go... Because I'm telling you, it's like she blows people out of the water on a regular basis. Hey, watch it! There's always that one kid kicked out in the hall because he's a shit disturber, and you know Duano was one of those. Oh, geez. I was always the one who was, people would be throwing stuff, and the minute I walk in, it's like, really? I was framed. Framed with music. That's what we are here at Dell. Do you have an official name for these rubes?
I think you named them. You gave them a name earlier. That's good.
The Sweet Assassins.
Assassins.
There we go. There we go. Beautiful group of people. And we're going to get some more live music right up my alley. Anytime you're ready, hon.
Okay, this one's called Come On Home.
There we go. Come on home, Sid.
You're just a mystery to us sitting here at home, and I worry what's to become of the sweet young girl who took off in a hurry, who I'll wait to breathe get busy writing. Lay your stories down to rest. Just stop the fighting. What is it they've been saying? What is it you've been learning? Take what you need and you can disregard the rest. Your mystery to your family, the ones who wait behind the battle zone. Know your history. No one can ever love you like we do. So come back home. Come on home. Come on. Come on, girl. Come on. Yeah. Enigmas and mysteries, they don't work too well in heaven. Just an open heart. Keep your head down, keep your nose clean, keep your eyes wide. Travel too far from these parts. Your mystery to your family, the ones who wait behind the battle zone. Your history. No one can ever love you like we do. Back home. Come on home. Come on, girl, come on. Yeah. Come on, home. Come on home. Come on home. Come on, girl, come on. Come on home, girl. Come on home. Come on home. Come on home. Come on, girl, come home. Yeah, come on home, girl. Come on home, girl. Come on home, girl. Come on, girl, come home. Come on home.
Beautiful. Just awesome. Awesome here. And we get it here at Barbershop Podcast every week. Boxo Studio, the place. If you want to record something, you should get a hold of us before it's too late, because it sounds this good on a regular basis, because it's done with love and it's done with, I don't know, technology. That's why you have those pointy-headed guys in the control room. And they're so good at what they do. Mr. Ryan Cannon, I got to hand it to you. You are godlike in your abilities.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's true. You have this innate ability to combine the impossible with the ridiculous and make it work. And that's kind of required around here.
You know what? Like, can I just say that this is the one thing I don't think some people don't understand how important sound is. It's just as important as the song. I mean, we talked about that earlier, but like when you go to a live show, you got to have great sound too, you know, and people, if they're not going to support it financially, then you can't afford. Like in the old days, you used to have a sound person at every gig,
Yeah.
and a light person.
Without thinking about it.
Yeah, it was just part of the and it should be a
50% of people listen to their music through this.
Yes.
Those, which they call them speakers. I don't know. Where you got a half-inch speaker. I mean, you're robbing yourself. You know, you're robbing yourself. You're robbing yourself if you're not investing in even, and it doesn't cost. It was like an album was a lot of money, and a stereo was a lot of money, and you invest sound system. It was a huge investment.
Yeah, that was the
You
thing.
get so much sound for nothing now. Like, there's no excuse for you not to have an awesome set of headphones or an awesome portable stereo system to listen to your music through. You deserve that. You know, you deserve that. It shouldn't be an afterthought. So what it does a body good. And it comes down to basic physics. You know, on top of all of the hocus pocus, lovey-dovey stuff, it comes down to their frequencies that move things and inspire things and make things happen in your body. And we get in a city noise, and you get the pollution, and there's not the clarity, and certainly not the appreciation on quality music. And although there's like probably 80 places that play music in Hamilton, I'll hold that there's only 5 places that feature music. That's where you come there. You come there to watch and listen. You don't go there to talk about what you did today with music droning in the background, which is what's happened in a lot of. So, you know, give music its due, you know, and don't, if you're at a club and somebody's talking over it, tell them to shut the fuck up. You're allowed to do that, okay? You're in the right.
I was just at Ryan Adams at Massey Hall a few weeks ago, and everybody around me was talking away. I wanted to say that so bad, but I didn't.
I know, because you need a big, giant Irish
She needed
thug.
her bodyguard brother.
Somebody down there, 5 rows down, turned around and said it for me, so I was.
Oh, I've
quite
seen it so
appreciative.
many times. It's like, why am I the only one who's like...
You know why though? Because they open the bar now, and you can go down and get your drinks and come back to your seat, and you can go down and get up. You can get up and go down at any point in the show and get a drink.
Yeah.
So everybody's drunk
Yeah.
and getting up and down to get drinks.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. You forget why you're there.
Yeah,
You forget why you're there. And it's truly like
not for that ticket price.
oral pleasure. AURAL. Oral. We all deserve it. Good oral. All right. Let's have some. They're still giggling in the booth over that one. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's hear some more music. What do we got? You've got something off of an older CD.
Actually, I think the next one is off the Gathering Tales too. So that's
Tell me
the
about
most
that
recent.
CD. Okay, it's off also.
It's off the same one, yeah.
All
This
right.
is the Middletown Line one. It's about getting lost off the Middletown Line before I had a GPS.
Yeah, it's fun to drive in certain parts of southern Ontario because I love it. I love it. I've always loved it. I've lived in various parts of it. My girlfriend lives part down there, but there's people who they won't go there because they get lost every time. They make that left and they'll wind up somewhere completely different because there's always one river or one something that makes you divert here or there or whatever.
Town Line is kind of famous for that because it twists and turns and takes jogs all the way up. So yeah, it's kind of like
I got lost
the.
there too once, not too long ago, and I'm from there. And I was thinking of your song as I was driving around Middletown Line.
Middletown Triangle.
My chances aren't good. Okay.
Box of security.
Well, here, Box of Security's lighting up. Let's hear some Middletown Line here at barbershoppodcast.com.
Driving home late last night, I turned off the Middletown Line. Thought it was a shortcut. No moon to light the sky, no Orion's eye. One left to look it up. Somehow we got off track. Things get clear when you're looking back. Go in circles until you're done. Somewhere off the Middletown Line. I know I take granted, but I'll turn it around. Be lost here without you. Gotta get back on the road to Middletown. Met you in Middletown. Met you in Middletown. Met you in Middletown.
All right, Barbershop Podcast here with another great night with Cindy Dell and her Sweet Assassins. They're going to play one more live tune for us, and we're going to say hey. But I want to thank everyone for coming in and doing such a great bang-up job tonight. Please, this punch that you could come in and do such amazing representation. Tom Wells, thank you so much. Dwayne Rudder, thank you so much. Andrew Aldridge, as always, wonderful. Sue Leonard, Brenna Burns, incredible vocal performance. And, of course, Cindy Dell. Why don't you take us out?
I live alone in a little log cabin, in a stand of whispering pines. Across the bay I watch the moonlight dancing in silver shimmering lines. Once had a love so dear and sweet, and felt the world was ours to keep. And then he went to where the sailor waits, left me outside the gates. It left a hole where my heart should be. Tears would roll for all to see. So I cast off and sailed away, exiled on Wilder Bay. On
the wonderful Cindy Dell and her magnificent, wonderful assassins sweetly coming in here and doing the job at Barbershop Podcast. Love this kind of night. For Ryan Cannon and Mr. Gary Greenland and each and every person, Mr. Tom Wells, Mr. Dwayne Rudder, Andrew Aldridge, Sue Leonard, Greta Burns, and of course Cindy Dell, thank you for joining us for episode 107 of Barbershop Podcast. See you next week when this guy, Mr. Dwayne Rudder, is in, and it will be worth your while. Trust me. I guarantee it'll be one of my faves. See you next week. The other two can see.